using this. But what we find out, to use outcome in Canvas, it's better to stick with highest score because other method is kind of doesn't work. So, as you use it, keep in mind it's not really fully developed tool. So maybe like 70, 80% usability. So keep that in mind and do not expect like too much. What the tool can do, it can't do as much. So all this, and I think people who assigned to set it up originally, they did not really understand fully. And by default it's dictated, and probably that's why they just like, you know, enter information and hit save. So it becomes repeat, but it doesn't really work well with repeat. So, couple way, I'm gonna start with setting up outcome through assignments. So a couple way to do. First of all, you need to that assignment need to have a rubric, which means you have to have a rubric in place. And then the second step would be you go into the outcome, and then you map that outcome to that rubric for that assignment. So that's how the workflow is. How to set up rubric, there are a couple ways. I mean, you can go into assignment and then create add rubric at the bottom, or you can do it in here. But if you do it this way, then you go create an assignment, you have to go like find rubric and map that rubric to that assignment. So we're gonna do it this way.
Can you go back and then show us how you got there?
Yeah, so like from the let's say from the homepage. From the homepage, you just go to outcomes here. And it should show up by default, so you don't have to do anything. And another thing that you have to keep in mind, if you're gonna use outcome, you might have to go into the course settings first. So under the course settings, and then under feature options tab, which is the last one, under the course settings, and you will see this learning mastery gradebook.
You haven't joined yet, but I sent you the link.
And by default, under feature options and learning mastery gradebook by default is not on. So you will have to turn it on. That will be the Republic we do that the very, very first step. So turn on learning mastery gradebook. And that way when you go into the gradebook, you will have like a second tab that's called learning mastery. So you like the first thing to do. And now we're gonna go back to
The student learning mastery gradebook allows students to see it.
Uh,
Or what is that?
by
separate?
default. So by default, we turn this on, which means only instructor can see. But if you want them to see it, you got to turn this red light on. And by default, it's not on.
You have to explore it to that.
I guess they would be able to track their own mastery and outcomes.
Right.
They wouldn't be able to see each other's.
And a lot of times, when you show students something is true, as Drew said, but explain, because some students they are overachiever. When they see something off, they're gonna contact you and say, "How come I got this number?" Okay, so I'm gonna go back to outcomes. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a rubric for using with assignments. So under outcomes, I'm gonna go to manage rubrics. And then add rubric. And just call it like writing to writing. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm creating a rubric here. I'm gonna use like
Jill,
this one.
should I just do you want to say hello or did you just log color in?
Yeah, just get it in so she's.
And you all familiar with how to create rubric?
Mhm.
Let's just create something I'm gonna give each one like 5 points as the full so,
Hey Judy, we're just gonna have your. I'm gonna have. If you clicked on the link,
Yeah, I did. I can't see anything on the screen at all, so I
It's-
think maybe, I'll.
oh, you clicked on the link and there's nothing there.
No, it's there, but I can't read the screen at all. I can't see
Okay, I'm
anything
gonna
on the
just add
screen
another one.
Oh, I see. Okay.
showing, so it's just like, I can hear everybody talking, but I can't.
Got it.
Yeah, I see you all sitting there, and I see the screen, but I can't read anything
On the screen, okay.
I guess I'll just wait for the next.
I guess so. Let me see if there's any way to. Yeah, we can try and move it closer. I just won't be able to take notes.
I can do it.
I can do the laptop. Well,
You can just mark them on your consent.
let me see, Judy, if we can get you closer to the screen. Sorry, Amy.
Oh, so that as you can see.
Are you able to see that, Judy? Oh, it's backwards. Oh.
I tell you what, why don't you just take really good notes and I'll call the questions. I think that might be best.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Sorry, Judy.
I'm gonna just save that. So now I have like writing one for two. So I have this rubric set up. And now I'm gonna map this rubric to the outcome. So we're gonna go into outcome and set up an outcome specifically for this rubric.
Okay.
Use, writing.
I want to see if maybe if I.
And you can enter like, description.
Let me do a second.
So you go to outcomes and then you click on new outcomes. Okay, so this is, yeah, this is a value, and then this screen gonna show up. And you just enter like description, just follow the rules. And now here is the key part. Of course, all these you can change it, And some people who use it, she said it's best practice to keep it simple. For example, you can change it to does not need 0, need 1. So either 1 or 0. If they got 1, they master. And she said, do it that way because when later on you go into looking at the learning mastery and you try to get the whole picture of the whole class, 1 and 0, it split out easier numbers, easier to measure and not mess up because he said sometimes when you do it too complicated, the system doesn't really produce meaningful result. And so she ended up having to do manual calculation. So proper advice is like keep it simple. I'm gonna just keep it as it is for this example. So 3, 5, and if they get 3 points, it mastered. And now calculation method, this is very important. Always a good idea to keep highest score, no matter what the other are, keep highest score. That is the most reliable. And I'm gonna save it. Okay, so now I have writing 1 in here. Now I'm gonna go back to that rubric that I created originally. So I go to manage rubric and I'm gonna select writing 1 that I created earlier. And now I'm gonna edit this rubric. And now you see that is so-called find outcome under that rubric. Now it's gonna jump you to the outcomes, screen. And I want to map writing 1 rubric to writing 1 outcome. So I'm gonna select this.
Edit button, I'm just gonna manage button.
Because managing, and
So you are in outcomes, so you try manage,
you have to be managed first and then.
yeah. And then you edit that, and then you select that. And once you go to edit Ruby, you find outcome, and I want to map to this. And you have this option. You can use this for storing or not. For this example, I'm gonna just not use it for storing. Because if I choose, like the assignment has 20 points, right? It's gonna add to like 25, or I just want to play around with it, but it's up to you. I don't want to use for storing, so I'm gonna uncheck it. Now I'm gonna select import. And it's gonna ask, so do you really want to import this outcome into, that rubric? I said yes. And once you do that, you're gonna have this row with like a golden tab, and that represents, it's telling you that, this writing one criterion is an outcome itself. So that's how you know. And now make sure you save the rubric. So you have to make sure you click on update rubric here to save it. So now it's in place. You have outcome that map to the rubric, and now I'm gonna use this rubric for my assignment. So now I'm gonna go into assignment and create an assignment at this point. I'm gonna go to first assignment. We'll call it assignment. How about writing one so that it's all the same? And I'm gonna give it like 20 points because the whole rubric, I want to use rubric for story. And the whole rubric is like 20 points, I'm gonna keep it the same. And more options. This one is just like instruction. So whatever instruction. And I'm gonna just do like this. I'm gonna keep them as is. Just for, easy example. So now I'm gonna add rubric. I'm gonna go find to locate the one that I read earlier, which is this one. Party one. Party one. I'm gonna select that use this rubric. And by default, you do not use this for storing, but I want to use rubric for storing. So I'm gonna go back and go to edit this one. And they have this option that says use this rubric for grading. So I'm gonna go and check it. Because if you do not check this, it will not get tabulated. You have to manually enter this one. I'm gonna update the rubric one more time. Okay. So now this rubric that attach the outcome and the rubric gonna be used for storing is ready to be used. And I'm gonna go into grading. Let's just pretend that someone, like submit an assignment. Just pretend that. So let's say, test student, I'm gonna try grading this test student, or could be anyone. I'm gonna go to speed grader. So if someone submit an assignment, it's gonna show up on here, right? And let's pretend that they didn't submit something. So I'm going to grade her. So I'm going to view rubric on here. And what I'm gonna do is do like 10, like perfect 10. So in this case, she should exceed, right? So I click on this, exceed. But these 5 points will not be added to the rubric because we choose not to add it into grade. And then when I do save, and got 24 marks, and this one exceed. Now, if we get a peek at the grade book, So let me open a new tab and open it.
Can I ask a question? Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you, tie that, like, the SLO points to the, like, to the grade and like say, you know, up to a B, you know, be like an 80 something as
You
needs
can.
and that.
You can do it that way actually, you can. Yeah, some people, they just keep it separate. But if you want-
We change our rubrics oftentimes, when we start excited for point values, it might mess up the SLO.
I'm just feeling like this is confusing to students if they're gonna have this extra.
They would not see mastery, because we don't show that. Yeah, we did not like, you know what?
And then how as an instructor do you decide, Joe, like what needs and what doesn't? Like, is there a certain grade point
We
that instructors
generally
are?
set a is kind of a norm, so above 80 units.
Now, I'm wondering if they can see this, so let me do another one, give the grade to the test student. Because now I'm wondering if they can see this, row, you know? So let's see, okay, this one, and this one, here, and how about that one? Okay, student, so. So let me go in answer, student B. Because now I want to know if they can see that row. So writing one. So now I'm in as a test student. So they can see it actually. So they can see from here. From the Rubik itself. But they don't see it in the grade group, so let's see. So in the grade group, they just see the small. It's a little bit result here, it shows this one. Yeah, that's why I didn't make a good point because I think for Jennifer case she looks like on my teaching institute, she used the same Rubik for the classes. And so those form might be different and that's part of the reasons. So that is how you can use outcome. So practically you just have to do it manually. And now let's say if you go into the grades, now I mean as an instructor, because we did enable, you know, that learning mastery. So on here, as you can see, we're gonna focus on writing one. So now it shows, you know, because Tesla got like 5 points out of 20. So it shows like doesn't move. And the other, you know, got perfect score, so she didn't see. So it shows here. And it showed the cost average. One day.
So how does those get calculated? What percentage student
Okay.
enter those?
It came from the outcome itself that we set up earlier. So it came from writing one outcome when you say this way. Yeah. So it represent this, like 5 exceeding the needs, but you can change that. But keep in mind, once you edit or use the outcome, you cannot change it. It's gonna remain like this
For each course.
for each outcome itself.
But when in a new course you can change it?
If it's the same outcome, you cannot.
So you can't go back and edit them, only you get one shot at editing?
Once you
never
use it.
edit it, or once you use
Once
it?
you use it, once you map it to something, it gets used. You cannot edit it anymore. It becomes like as is static. Yeah, so, so got to like,
Doesn't make
I
sense.
guess think carefully. Yeah. Because it said itself, you know,
rename it or use it for rubrics.
or create a new
The
outcome.
rubrics can be edited anytime.
Yeah.
Once you use it, it creates a copy of it, you can actually, as one as you use.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
and meaning in that course, but not static forever.
Instead of.
You have to change the meaning of it. If
Yeah.
they're linked, like if we're trying to link them across semesters and courses, then maybe not. It's not.
So we got to create a new outcomes. Make a new one. So, that's why it's limited, you know, that's like this feature here and there that doesn't really work well. So that's how you do it with the assignments. And now for the quizzes.
Can we actually do that one more time together?
Yeah.
Just one more time, and maybe, I was gonna maybe manually be doing it with you, just to practice once, is that possible?
Sure. So we go one more time? Okay. So the first thing, we would go through the course settings.
Does anyone have a course they need to do this in? Like,
No, it's not the same.
ours to buy into the sample?
I don't know, I mean,
I'll be.
I don't have that in my
Do
brain.
you have a sandbox? Everyone can.
Yeah, I have a development shell I'm working in right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be to play it.
I just don't have the live outcomes in my brain right this second.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so those are helpful, but I don't have any.
And I don't have fall shells yet.
You can have sandbox, which is like a so make sure you enable, under the course settings, under feature options, make sure you enable this one. So you just toggle it, make it matrix green. Learning mastery network. And underneath that is a student. So if you do want student to see it, you've got to toggle this to be on also. But most of the time, people just leave it as is. Student no need to see. And now I'm gonna go in and create a rubric. And a couple of ways to do. You can do it through assignment, but in this example, I'm doing it through outcomes itself.
Actually.
Yeah.
How do I open this sandbox?
You have to request one first, so that you go down it. So if
I
you
don't
want
know.
to
I'm in
like
Jaws.
maybe have one
Open the courses and see if there's a shell.
Let me just see if there might be a,
Oh, you might already have.
There's one development.
Where?
Development,
this one?
yeah, you can just delete what you do.
So you have it?
Yeah, so then can you go back to that settings area where we were changing the,
Yeah, under settings,
Mhm.
and make sure you go to feature options,
okay,
and then turn on your learning mastery.
grade book, okay. And then what else?
And now we're gonna go into outcomes
Oh, okay.
to create a rubric. So under outcomes, we will go to manage rubrics on the right hand side. And then add rubric.
His last instruction is for the legal candidates.
And is he on it? Yeah,
So
sorry,
I'm gonna call it like writing to, call something there.
While we're doing this, we may want to pause because he's getting instructions line by line. And this is the part
I'm-
he missed last time, which was the mapping.
I'm sharing my screen, I'm
So we
literally
just may
doing
wanna
what
take a
she's
break and
doing.
get Gavin.
If I can't do two things at once, I'm sorry. One
So
second,
should we pause?
just for a second, please.
We have a faculty member in England that's trying to be in touch, and it's just been a little extra step. Yeah, sorry.
So what we're doing right now is we're just creating a rubric. We're not exactly linking it with an outcome yet.
That's the next
Okay,
step.
so just making rubrics shouldn't interfere at all with, I mean, once you make a rubric and you link it to an outcome, is that rubric also static?
No. Rubric is not.
Unless you use it.
Well, and I wouldn't,
Unless it's
Right.
used for more than one, it actually locks if it's used for more than one assignment.
Right.
You can't edit it, so it has to exist only for one assignment.
or rename it. for the
Or
next-
I just rename it.
Yeah. When you make the decision to make your rubric in outcomes instead of with the assignment, is there a reason that you're choosing to go to manage rubrics and outcomes instead of making it in the assignment itself? You can map them either way to an outcome, right?
Yeah, you can create rubric in assignment,
Uh-huh.
it's the same.
Okay, and you can still map an outcome to that rubric. Okay.
Yeah.
Because we have some existing courses with existing rubrics inside assignments, and we can
Yeah,
go
so
in
just-
retroactively and,
Yeah, and just edit that rubric
okay.
and then find out. So let me know when you're.
Okay, you can go ahead. Yes, thank you.
You have them?
He'll get on. I gave him out to detailed instructions as to what to do.
Okay, this is like enter your criteria. And if you want to add more, you've got to click on like double arrows. And then you can just edit it. From here. And number of points, you can adjust on however you see fit.
I just have something to say about rubrics, if I could. I had a lot of trouble with it, and I fooled around with it in many different ways. And not all of mine have been fixed for this particular practicum, but I found out that if you put the heading description in the first box where it says description, and then there's no description in the other ones, it's just like excellent. I use personally excellent, satisfactory, unsatisfactory, just because I thought that was less harsh language. But then the student just has this little bit to read. When there's descriptions in each category, it gets very confusing. And I figured there's excellent, and then anything off that is not. So I don't know. It just seemed
A
simpler to read.
description of like excellent would be student,
No,
student
yeah.
articulated.
No, I put in the description of the criterion exactly what I expect 100 points, 100% of the points to be. So then if they go to excellent, satisfactory, and unsatisfactory, then satisfactory is they've met some of that, but not all of that. And then unsatisfactory is they've met, maybe only 10 or 20% of it. And then I think it's pretty clear. I don't know. I just thought, I've gotten some rubrics from professors that were so complicated. I just pitched it,
Maybe we should have a rubric retreat.
rubric
Seriously.
retreat.
We all have different approaches, and it
Yeah.
would be really nice
To
to see
share
what's
that,
working
yeah.
and what's not working.
Right.
We have a workshop for rubric itself
Seriously,
in the house.
that'd be
on
great.
Thursday.
We can have
Yeah.
it would be nice to think more deeply about how we're using it.
Yeah. So I'll show you
Okay,
like.
that's great,
awesome
Ellie.
schedule.
That's helpful.
Okay, so let me start this one. I'm gonna do this one because we got an idea. So just create a rubric.
You put in,
Put the income.
okay, so rather than the outcome, can you put in an outcome?
Yeah, but we have to, the next step, we have to map the outcomes. We have to go to outcome and create an outcome first. So we're gonna have rubric in the system strategy. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into outcomes. And I'm going to create an outcome called writing to new outcome. And this would be like a description, for yourself. And here, as I said earlier, you can change this. Let's say maybe you can do like need one, not need zero. Keep it simple like that. It's up to you. But no matter what, you've got to make sure you set the message at what number of points on here. And in this case, we're gonna need 5 and 6. And calculation method. As I said earlier, do highest score, do highest score. And now I'm gonna save it. Alright, so now I have writing 2. And the next step, I'm going to map this outcome to that writing 2 rubric. Go to manage rubric. And to do that, I have to edit the writing 2 rubric itself. So go to writing 2, and then I'm editing this. As you see, there's no other row yet. Once I map it, there'll be extra row with like a golden tab. And now that should be this like find outcome here. And then I'm going to select writing 2 outcome. And this one is up to you, but by default, you can use the outcome scoring, for grading. I'm gonna simplify it and not use it. Purely because I want your assignment score to be like full point at 10 points, not 25 or that stuff. And this import, and okay. Now, once you map your outcome into rubric, it's gonna have this row with like a golden tab on there. And now you have to save it. So now this rubric is ready to be used. And now you go to the next step would be go in and create an assignment that use this particular rubric. And you call it writing 2. I'm gonna keep the number of points the same as the rubric itself.
Actually,
Yeah.
I clicked on add assignment, but I don't get that little pop-up window before it creates the assignment, the one that you just had.
So if you do the plus assignment, this one,
Oh, I see.
that one,
Oh, okay. And so then there I put the name and then,
right, then it should be with the name and then more options.
options.
Right, that's gonna come to this.
Okay.
Solution type, and then you use online. And now I'm gonna save and publish. And now I'm gonna add, so once you have assignment in place, I'm gonna add that writing 2 rubric to it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna find a rubric here. And I'm gonna select the writing 2. I've got so many sliders, not get confused. And use these rubrics. And I want to use this rubric for scoring, right? So let me make sure that that box is checked. That use this rubric for scoring. So if I edit that one, calculation, I check this box. Use this rubric for grading. And then update. So it should be in place. We have rubric, we have it mapped to outcome. We make sure that we're going to use this rubric for scoring. So I'm going to go into the grading to grade someone. Or you can just go to speed grading here also. That's another way to do it. So speed grader. Let me do on the test here. Okay. So we are in writing 2. And for the real assignment, you're gonna see paper on here. And we're gonna do the rubric because we're gonna use it for scoring. And this I'm gonna give her like a full mark. And this one I would say like exceed. And then save. Okay, so now she got like 10 out of 10. Exceed expectation. And now if you go into the gradebook, so gradebook, if you click on learning mastery, and then test student for writing two, you're gonna see this one. So it shows. That's it.
How do I get a test student into?
Should be there.
If you do,
Usually I'll have to.
Yeah, there's a, yeah. There's always one annoying test student in every
Yeah.
roster.
Oddly, in the development shell, there isn't.
Oh,
I have a lot.
That's weird. I'm the only one in people because
yeah,
I'm a little stuck on the set, but enjoying just watching and learning.
Yeah.
so if you go to,
See myself when I go to the grade book, I can see.
Go to
you go
settings,
to settings and then student view.
student view.
So once you are in as a student view, it's gonna show like as a student. And you can go into my assignments
Mm-hmm.
and do and writing to and do submit it.
Submit it.
Yeah, like submit paper or something if you want.
Okay.
And once you do that, you will have, once you leave student view,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go into the gradebook,
Gradebook.
you will have like this test student show.
Oh, I
Or
see.
in under grade test student.
Oh, okay. And then I click on the assignment.
Yeah, and you can click on, you can do like the speed grader. And grade that student.
Speed grader.
And you test it.
And then I hit view rubric and I can click
Yeah,
on.
and then like you. So it looks good so far. It's not straightforward, but that's the way they decided to be used.
And then when I'm done with the grading, do I just hit back? Or how do I
once
how do I
you-
escape this window?
You can, couple ways. If you want, you can just remove, everything before the course
Mm-hmm.
and then enter, and that's gonna bring you back to the home page.
Okay. Is this after I've clicked on the after I viewed the rubric and clicked and hit save, the grade is saved?
Yeah, so the
Okay.
grade is it, and you should see in the box, with that score in the box.
Mm-hmm. I do. Okay.
So that is for the assignments. That's how we do for assignments. Now we're gonna do with quizzes and see how it works with quizzes.
Okay.
And for quizzes, how about this? I'm gonna go ahead and create an outcome that I plan to use for the quiz. And for quizzes, got to keep in mind, you have to map the outcome to the quiz bank. So for quizzes, you need to map to the quiz banks, which means whatever quizzes you're gonna give to students, you've got to draw questions from that particular quiz bank that has been mapped with the outcome.
Mhm.
So there will be different route a little bit, not Rubik, but now it's a quiz bank. So now I'm in outcome, and I'm going to create a new outcome to be used with a quiz bank. So now, new outcome, and I'll call it like a math one. And again, the same idea, it's like a description. And now, keep in mind, it's gonna be used in the quiz bank. You can keep it as is. And now mastery. If you put at 3, it means students have to answer 3 questions correctly, as long as each question has 1 point. So let's say if you have a question that was 2 points, and you want them to answer 3 correctly, that would be 6 points, right? Then you have to put number 6, like master at 6 points here. So the mastery at is the number of points that the student should get. And now just to simplify the example, I'm gonna do one question worth 1 point, just for easy understanding. So I'm gonna set at 3 points, which means in my case, they have to answer 3 questions correctly. Minimum of 3 points. And I'm gonna set up the quiz bank to have 5 points later on. So they got to answer 3 out of 5 to at least meet the expectations. So I'm gonna do mastery at 3, and again, keep it at highest score. Highest score like that. And now I'm gonna save it. All right, so now we have math one outcome ready to be used. Now I'm gonna jump into quizzes. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a quiz bank so that I can map my outcome to it. So under quizzes, you have to go to manage question banks. That's how you can create a bank. So it'll be on the quizzes main page here. Manage question banks. And then you will go to add question bank. I'm gonna give it the date so that I know that it belongs to each one. Okay. So now I have the title. I have to go in and add questions in the bank. I have to click on. So now I'm in my today's bank. And I'm going to add 5 questions in it. Add a question. And to simplify, I'm going to do multiple choice. And just to make it quick, I'm going to do like 1. Do like 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to select correct answer, right? And again, each question from me will be worth 1 point. I'm going to do update. And now I have to do 4 more questions. Questions and just do the same thing. 1, 2, 3. Then do 2 more. More. All right, so I'm gonna add last one to make it up to 5 questions. Okay, so now I have this question bank for 5 with 5 questions in it, and each question worth 1 point. And now the next step, you can map the outcome to this quiz, right? And I'm still in this today's quiz. And you will see this, that's like align outcome. So you will click on that, align outcome, and then select the outcome you want to use. And I'm gonna use a math one on here that we created earlier. And you see this percentage? Several months ago, we contacted Canvas because it didn't work right. And Canvas said, I don't think that has changed now. That percentage doesn't really work. So just ignore it. Just ignore it. It doesn't really work or do anything. What matters is like master at number of points. That's what matters. So I'm gonna leave it as is. And then import. And then it's gonna ask you, do you want to import? I said, okay. And once you do that, when you look at this area one more time, you're gonna see that it shows that, this bank has been mapped to match one outcome, which means it should be good. Okay. So now I'm gonna go into quizzes and create a quiz that pull questions from this bank. So I'm gonna go into quizzes. And I'm going to create a quiz. Okay. Alright, and create a quiz, yes. All this is up to you, all the details. Okay, so now I'm gonna create questions. So under questions, because we want to pull from the bank, right? So we're gonna do 5 questions here. And I'm going to find my bank that has, so this is the bank that I worked on earlier. And I'm going to select all of them. Select all. And then add questions.
So if you don't put the questions in the bank, but you just add any questions you can add them to the mastery, is that why you do it into the bank?
Yeah, because if you if you just do new question here, it's just like standalone questions. And there's no way the outcome can map to a standalone question. So I'm gonna just go ahead and save and publish. Alright, so now we have this quiz with 5 questions that will pull from a question bank that is mapped to the math outcome. And now I'm gonna go in as a test student to take it. So go back to settings, and then student view. And now I become a test student here. You can see what it's called test student at the top. I'm gonna go in quizzes. And do this quiz. I'm gonna take it as a test student. I'm gonna take the quiz. And I'm going to intentionally miss one question. I'm gonna intentionally miss one. So let's say I'm gonna miss this one. 0. Okay. I'm gonna submit. Right. So this test student get 4 out of 5 correct. And now I'm gonna go into the gradebook and see what shows. So let me read test student first. And go into the grade. Now I'm in as an instructor. Great. So test student, this quiz got 4 out of 5. And now if you take a peek at learning mastery, so under math, it shows 4 out of 3 because 3 is mean need, right? So it's kind of like calling it as need mastery because she got 3 out of 5. Yeah. So that's how you use outcome in quizzes. And there are people who do it this way. They want to measure more than one objective in one quiz. Let's say they have 3 objectives, but they want to use only one quiz. So what they do is they create 3 outcomes. And they have 3 banks. And each bank, like outcome 1 map to bank 1, outcome 2 map to bank 2, and so on. And then they go into this master quiz and pull questions from all 3 banks. So you can do it that way. Yeah.
Is there a way at the very beginning we went to where the colleges had put in their SLOs? Is there a way that we can put in our and certificate program SLOs there.
Uh,
And then we can each link to them from our courses.
from what I heard, because I was not involved in that. It was done by, what do you call that? It was done by like a admin, departmental admin,
Right.
who did that. Who has access to it. I mean, I don't know if you go in and you have access to add to it. You can try.
Share it for someone who can do it.
Which would be your college?
College of the
I don't
Arts,
know if they're there, but.
College of
Fine Arts, or the arts, yeah.
Oh, they are there.
Sorry, the arts.
The arts.
So.
This one,
Yes.
MA Arts in Medicine,
Mm-hmm.
Skills and Knowledge. Then, but the thing is, that you still do is not gonna work.
So we have to find out who did it?
Yeah, if you want to change it. Yep, departmental admin.
That might be Tony.
It's okay.
I'm not even sure, it might be even higher than that, higher level than that. Because it looks like they did it for the whole university.
So can someone in e-learning, can someone in your department see who the administrator is?
I can check. I don't guarantee, but I can ask.
Okay, that'd be good.
Yeah,
If you can find it, because
because,
only 3 outcomes there, which is.
Well, if you click on professional behavior, we have all 7 outcomes, or all 8, or all whatever it is. So it's 7, yeah. If you go to find outcomes, under the outcomes,
I just couldn't find I was looking for Center for the Arts and it's under Master.
yeah.
Is it under common core standards or account standards?
Account standards.
And then under finance?
No, then go to University of Florida. Then- And then College of the Arts is like almost 5 from the 6 from the bottom, 7 from the bottom. And then each folder contains different SLOs.
Okay. Certificates. So they are there, but they're set up wrong is the problem.
right. So college work. Do you have like a departmental or college admin for e-learning for members for your college? Not for the department?
Would it be the same as our IT page?
Maybe like sub-account admin, sort of role?
Maybe that would be.
Because some college do some college.
Who did you talk about, Philip?
Yeah, or Pete.
I wondered about Pete and those guys.
So, most likely it would be, those people. So that's how you do with quizzes. Yeah. I think it's kind of less complicated than assignments. Because you don't have to do it manually. As long as you have multiple choice, or like true or false. Because if you have open-ended, then you have to manually get it right. And you can-
So with the ones that are set up for the College of the Arts, when you use those, so you would just pull those.
If you
You
want
wouldn't have to
to,
go through part of the top. Can you maybe show what it would look like?
okay, so let's say you want to use one, then.
Yeah.
Let's say on. This one,
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, which one?
The names are all
So let's say
correct,
import.
but the
Descriptions.
descriptions
Yeah,
and point
it's old.
values, nothing is.
It was prior to our revisions this year.
So the import into your outcome in that course that you can use.
Yeah, there's some.
So that's what it is.
It doesn't.
And then, so then
Then it will
yeah, so
follow.
you don't have to set that, then you don't have to set that up like
Right.
You're talking, except it's set up wrong, but,
Right, right. So you can just use it.
okay.
Can you fix it?
Well, they just have to be deleted
So
and
from
start
there,
over.
you should be able to, if you make an assignment, you would be able to find that as your,
Yeah, so you create a rubric, find outcome, and pick this one to be one of your criteria.
And again, we've determined this is going to see the outcome. There's no way around that.
No,
For the assignment,
they do on the same.
on the assignment,
you see as a role,
their own
the bottom of
assignment.
the rubric.
So the only other thing to do is then calculate the outcomes manually, separately after the course is over. If you want to. If you didn't want them to see it or something.
Instead of setting it up inside Canvas.
Yeah.
I don't know. That could be done.
I mean, is there any reason we don't want them to see it?
I don't have a reason.
I mean, it could just be confusing. The reason why I asked is because it seems confusing. If they see another grade, like another point, it's something. It's not.
Yeah, I think that I would just make a statement in the syllabus about what they're seeing.
I wonder if this is, if the provost office set these to.
It could be, because at one point, like let's say about more than a year ago, we were told to have outcome workshop. And we were wondering where did that come from, then we start to learn, because they start to mandate from the top, like you got to measure. So it could be from the provost.
Oh, do you mean who set up these for us?
For the
Jody
account.
and I.
The ones we just looked at.
Yeah,
the
Jody
college
Berman and
level?
I. No, for our master's degree. We have them already set up in our master's degree.
You mean like input into Canvas, enter it
The
into
ones we
Canvas?
just looked at from the top level.
Let's say like.
Under the
I don't know about
So the
those,
ones that
but
show up in everybody's courses, those are the ones that you put in.
the ones that are
On here,
The ones that are in when you go to find outcomes and you look.
under
through
master's
the
degree in
book,
arts
yeah.
and medicine.
Yeah.
You guys set those up.
Jody and I set those up.
Okay, under
With
whose
the-
login?
Or is it when you
I
put it,
don't know.
so you put it into an individual course, and you're saying it automatically copies everything?
I recognize them, the decaying average, all of it, because Jody dug around and had Canvas's support, and that's what we were told at the
Maybe
time, which
as
was
we
more than a
do
year
it,
ago.
Right, okay, so maybe you can access it. Can you see if you can access
I can
those?
try.
But if they've been used.
I can
it can't be
access them.
changed, Right?
but see when you,
I
when
can
you
see
select
them.
it,
I can see that it's when you get that edit button.
Yeah, we-
but when you use it, it becomes like your copy. It's not the master, it looks like. You can try like go into find, and then UL, College of the Arts, and import one of them.
But there's no edit button.
There's no edit
And
button,
import.
and if it's been
It
used,
cannot be changed,
it can't be changed. So if the ones you guys have set up,
it remains like that.
There's somebody with a password for whoever set it up needs to remove them, and then we need to set up new ones, right?
So those were set up for the practice course.
And
fall,
foundations,
and foundations.
which was the mandate at the time.
Right.
Yeah,
So they've already been using those courses.
Yep.
So does it mean you can go with an app in here under UL?
either Jody or I can. I mean, I can't remember what password we worked under, but Jody was working on
can
them.
you see right now if you get an ability to edit?
I
under
see
those?
them, but I don't, I'm on the import step. So what step
Right.
would I go to edit?
I'm not so sure because we don't have that permission either. I suppose
Let's ask
like
Canvas.
on here somewhere, if you can, you might have like edit. I think.
Can you edit it after you import it?
So let me go back. So this is my copy, right? I copied from there. Yeah, so or delete or move. What if I move? This already in. Somebody moved to another course.
Yeah,
So there's
following,
no edit.
following setting these up, there was a big revision anyway, so they're not gonna be of use to us. We should just make our own new outcomes.
Yeah, the question is what we see here, what we've set up, or is it something that went in at the provost or college level from the SLO system.
I didn't know
I
that.
suspect it's the latter, because when I did this with the International Scholars Program, the provost office had set them up at this, like what we were looking at here is what the provost office set up.
I don't know. I just know that at the time, the standard was to do the decaying average, so during the highest point, that was new today and a departure from what we heard in the fall.
So do you know anyone really use decaying average?
That's what we were
Did you
taught
realize-
in September when we requested some information.
Did you use it? I'm wondering if it works, because I don't think.
Well, we were told it wasn't going to, not just the decaying average, but everything about the Learning Mastery Gradebook was not functional at the time when we
I
were setting them
see.
up. But we set them up anyway because it was anticipated at Canvas that it would work sometime.
Yeah,
And we were given it was clear, the mandate was we had to add them and be using them.
I
Well,
see.
and it's because I'm looking at one of the courses where you set up the SLO
Uh-huh.
attached to our assignments. But
Uh-huh.
I go into grades, I don't get the SLO option in my gradebook. So, this course.
So you did set it up.
So she set it up for some of our courses. So here's a course right here where that is set at the bottom. Oh, it wasn't clicked on. I wonder. So that needed to be clicked on separately for each column maybe when we were grading.
Yeah, like you got to select this
So
also.
we didn't actually select that. We went down to the grading, so that's why it's not in the gradebook probably.
Okay.
So you can speed grader and send that. if it was-
Or don't and edit it before you do.
Or try test student. Have you tried test student? Do you have a test student role?
I just wonder, once we make it active, can we no longer revise? Are we beyond that
Oh, so
already?
maybe I shouldn't.
If you haven't, that's good.
Okay, I won't select on that.
In Canvas
Maybe.
Help, it says that there should be a button, but it doesn't explain who can get there or how, called Modify Outcome. And then in that window, if you could see that window, it says delete outcome, edit outcome, move outcome. So apparently someone can.
Okay.
We just have to figure out how we get that window.
I can check with the group, see if they have a trace of who create this.
Okay. Yeah, I hope it kind of is the provost, because I'm feeling a lot of responsibility right now, so I apologize.
No, I mean,
Okay.
it's just that things have shifted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I won't select on
It's just a thought, it's such an unknown. I'm just, we don't activate it if we'll have some more flexibility, but I
Yeah,
I didn't
there's
realize
a-
I clicked on that when I was grading.
know that
There's-
Jody spent quite a bit of time side by side in parallel with our support at Canvas, setting up what's there.
In order for outcomes to be changed at the account level, which is that higher level, you would have to have this section appear, the managed accounts section, when you click on the courses drop down. But I think all of us only have access to this menu only.
Yeah, I think.
If once you're the higher level admins, I don't. Oh, if you
I mean, just.
Oh. go over to your
Oh,
Canvas
that's the Canvas guys,
and
right?
then close out everything and then
Manage
go to
accounts.
courses and groups.
Mhm.
You don't have. Oh, you have.
No, these are
Yeah.
my courses.
So since none of us are Canvas admins, we don't have access to changing those. Yeah, it has to be an account admin for the College of the Arts, I guess. Account.
So that's a good question to ask maybe someone in the college, is who our college admin is.
Yeah, I get a message to add. It's our tech, so.
And I guess this year will just be a gap year in figuring out how we measure. And then hopefully in the future, Canvas can assist us. Because I think we've done the best we can as we've gone along, but it's just not going to be in place.
Yeah.
And Canvas wasn't going to do it in the fall. I mean, but what we heard from Canvas in the fall is you can set it up in Learning Master Gradebook, we'll solve the problem, and it will work someday. And if you've got the infrastructure.
It's someday that the tick, like a ticket, someday, you don't know when.
Oh my gosh, Siri. Sorry, Siri was trying to help. She was talking about Canvas.
Really?
I haven't touched anything. These are,
It's getting spooky.
yeah.
Would it be possible, like if you set up an student learning objective or outcome and then pass it to everyone to use? So that it's all the same,
Well, that's what, yeah, that's the ideal. That's what we need to be able to do.
like that would be manual. Manual work.
Well, to begin, but it would make everything automatic from that point on. I mean, we do such manual work to do the SLOs as it is.
I have them in my one course, and as I look at the outcomes, as you can see, it tracked randomly for 4 students on one assignment. Is that bizarre?
What do you mean randomly?
And this is the Learning Mastery Gradebook. It only worked for 4 students.
So,
Maybe did you not have it clicked?
yeah, if you click
The
for
little,
other people, it's part of the rubric, right?
Yeah,
So-
I'll have to look back through it, but I grade everybody the same. I don't know why 4 students would have that.
Heather, what was it that you were just about to check by student?
So when you go down and you're grading, there's each individual item, and at the bottom where the grade book is, you have connected to the scores, either like meets, matches, or below, whatever it is, and you have to actually
But
click on
it's
that.
way down.
to get it.
But not by student.
By student.
Did you hear that, Joe?
You have to click grade, so when you're grading, like this is a student submission, if I go back into rubric, you actually click on here on the bottom for it to get answered on these individual students. So I'm gonna recommend you just say accidentally.
Or you don't have it on some
It was also
others?
set to the Kenya.
Which is what we were told at the time. It's just,
So, I mean, I have this PowerPoint, I don't know if you all want to have it as a reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Sure.
nice.
Outline is-
any and all resources are so
Exactly.
very welcome.
When it comes to Canvas, more is better.
Yeah, that would be great.
You can email it to me and I'll forward it to
Okay,
everyone
so-
else. Any resource you want to give to us. Thank you.
For what it's worth, I love Canvas over Sakai any day. Canvas is a great
for now.
You
system.
know, I heard a mixed feedback.
I really like it.
People who use Sakai so much from the start, they hate Canvas.
Well, change is hard. But it's like just being able to edit live versus having to delete and, it
It's
was
more-
archaic, that
It's more
old system.
intuitive, Canva is more intuitive, I would say. But in Sakai, in some way, you can do certain functionality much better, like extra credit. Or
Oh, that's true.
Copy assigning of quizzes.
Yeah.
Because in Canvas, but that's coming, that's what they say, extra credit is coming, and copy quizzes is coming. A lot of time, instructor want to copy several other quizzes. So I guess it's important. So anything else on this?
Any other questions for Anshul?
Why am I here? No.
Well, I mean, we
No, I'm
practiced some
teasing.
functions.
What
that
are we all
at some
for?
point
What is
will-
life
I
for?
meant that generally, not specifically.
But we have practiced some functions that we will need when the system is set to work. I'll work with Ed and see at the admin level if we can get all of our SLOs set up correctly. Theoretically, if that fix is made, then I think what I'm hearing is that we would need to start fresh with our fall courses, assuming things work better, and link all of those SLOs into our fall course assignments.
You know, an idea. You're gonna be teaching summer. Summer would be a good place to start doing as case round. Less student, right? It's in goes on easier to fix and figure out, I suppose, and less busy. Starting
It's just
summer
that
would be
it
good.
starts in 2 weeks.
What will summer be?
Well, yours is a 16-week course and I teach summer A only. Does anyone have a summer B start?
Summer intensive is
Judy.
Judy teaches B.
You can start simple. I think start
Yeah.
simple would be best. That means you get the concept how Canvas designed to be working.
Okay, so I'll work with Ed and see if we can get that top level fix as a starting point, and we'll go from there.
Because then we don't have to worry about the actual outcomes, right? With
They'll
our
be
rubrics
set
will
up.
just be
Correct.
tied to the
They'll just
outcomes that
link
are
to
there,
them.
so it'll be.
And our SLO committee has, I believe, a little more work to do on clarifying
That's us.
assignments. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that'll be, once we have a clear, so Camila gave us the beautiful document with our SLOs and the assignments that are mapped. So as a committee,
It's just funny because I so wish it'd be like, committee.
Yeah, give it there.
Delighted to have you here. You're the masters of this process. Off you go.
Yeah.
Instead, we're like, ah.
So we
And
may be
Heather, I
calling
think,
you.
is on it, and Dylan.
That's okay.
So, but we're just,
But if the community
We could practice.
over this, you know, if we could enter the fall, if we could be ready in the fall with this administrative level fixed, maybe knowing that things are working a little bit better in Canvas, maybe it's more than 70 to 80% working, then we can each have that map. When we're teaching a course, simply look at the assignments and link the assignments to the SLOs. Theoretically, it should be rather clear.
And, you know, I still go to Amy's concern because the kinds of questions you get from students sometimes, you know, you wonder why they're worried about this little thing, but it's just because they're reading it and then they don't understand it. So I think if we crafted some language together as a group that we could all just stick on the syllabus and say, don't worry about that.
The grade book visible to them. If they're gonna see the, you know, the measures at the bottom of the rubric, then we should have the learning mastery grade book visible to them. And have that one document that lives on the side that we can always refer to them to the questions. All right, Anjali, thank you so much
Thank you,
for
Anjali.
joining us. We'll certainly be back in touch.
You know, I don't want to sound pessimist, but I want to throw this out. Do not count on Handless to fix something so much. Even though they say they should. My advice is start doing what you can. If you fix time, that's good. That'll be like an extra.
Yeah.
But don't expect that.
Okay.
that's,
Well,
But
next
it's
year,
pragmatic.
maybe our trial, if we can get it really set clearly for the fall, which we haven't done across the curriculum, but if we can do that for the fall, let's test it next year. If we find that it helps with the overall SLO process, we'll keep it. If it doesn't, we'll ditch it. Yeah, because that's why we're doing it. It's to make that massive job easier. All right, thank you,
You're
Anjali.
welcome, and I hope it's helpful.
That was helpful.
Very,
At
very
least we got the functions and we got the,
We know how to plug them in.
we know how to do what we should be doing. All right.
All right, Gavin, I'm gonna
And email you the.
switch you to Skype perhaps for the rest of the meeting, or actually, I don't know. Let me see. I can't hear you because I think you're.
Hi, yeah. Hello.
Hey there. Please go. We just left for the.
Can we get candidates up on
Yeah, sure. Give me a second. Kevin, what's your? Do you have a Skype account?
I do. Is it going to be easier on Skype than this Hangout?
Yeah, we could just hang out and just need to get rid of the audio feedback.
Okay.
And so measures to
Oh yeah, we can because I'm so I'll switch us over to Skype. Do we have Skype?
just note any changes that we need and then before we set the
Yeah, that's the half of the mandate is to link assignment. It's not to.
You do? Okay. I guess
That's the phone.
if you can add me, I'll send you my. Okay.
And the second mandate is.
Just make sure, go to the
All right, I'm gonna end the broadcast here.